Alright, sorry guys. We're flying from Lesotho to Eswatini. And let's see, 1344. And Johannesburg, good evening. This is for Charlie Juliet. Clearance to Sikhuphe. We're on the ground in Maseru.
Last station calling, transfer area, good day. Confirm call sign?
For Charlie Juliet.
And for Juliet, I don't see a flight plan for you. However, I'm about to log off, so you can continue if I want to do this tonight.
Alright, thanks. See you later. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your flight.
Alright, so we're on our own. Start the engines. Let's check the fuel first. I need block fuel 4324. Let's go ahead and take care of that.
And Springbok 581, the airfield is all yours. Continue to come on to do this, mate.
It's all ours. We'll take you to the gate. Thank you for the ATC. Springbok 581. Have a good evening.
Exceeded. All stations. Johannesburg area closing. Broadcast unit on to do this, mate.
Hey, Alex. It's too bad it's closing.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
I'm not gonna cancel my plans. Alright, so let's do that here. Departure. Oh, we already did that, so we're good with that. And there's no arrival procedure also on the arrival. And we should be visual of the way anyways. So let's see. Flight level 410. And what else we got? Start engine number 1. Take a look at this scenery. I would say it's characteristics. That's what I think it is. I never heard it on that way, but I think it would be characteristics. Alright, and then what else we need here? Departure, arrival, and we did that legs, so took care of that. Let's go to performance. Actually, let's go back to the index. That flight plan. There you go. So cruising altitude 410. And takeoff. We're taking off runway 4, and the runway wind is 360 at 8. Temperature 21. And altimeter is 1019er. Gonna work on 122.8. Next, and Sendo. So we got V1 at 94, flaps 15. And I think we just swing back to the right side here. We're gonna do that. What else do we need? Should be all. Like speeds, glide ratio, that kind of stuff. That's what I would think it is, because each aircraft is going to be different, and they are going to be different. Some aircraft have like a steeper glide ratio. Others can go further. It's typically like for a J aircraft between 1 to 8 or 1 to 10 on average. Not sure about the others, but you usually find that on the POH. Alrighty, so I will taxi via Alpha behind me. Maseru traffic, it's 4 Charlie Juliet is taxiing via Alpha to runway 04. Awesome. Oh, you did? Cool. So why did you find out? And Maseru traffic, 4 Charlie Juliet's lining up runway 4 at Charlie. Correction, 4 Charlie Juliet's lining up runway 4 at Alpha. And Maseru traffic, 4 Charlie Juliet is departing runway 4. Airspeed is alive. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Nav's coming on. Flaps going up. 174, 240 knots. Set the flitch to 40. And a left turn. Yeah, so that information, like you're talking about the physics of it or the engineering of it, and you would have those, like you'd have the speeds for like fast glide and all that stuff, like that, from my understanding, that would result into that, like what is it, the speed that you would need to keep for the aircraft for like fast glide, all that good stuff. Alright, so let's do direct Ixara and nav. And there's the airport we took off from, right down there. Yes. Glide ratio. So basically you talk to have the best glide ratio, you pitch the aircraft for whatever airspeed it is ideal for that aircraft. Yes. For a Cessna 172, if I remember correctly, I mean, I can look at the POH, I have it in here. POH, Pilot Operating Handbook. If you let me climb and get to cruise level, since there's no ATC in here, I can go get my POH. I have two here on me. For the 172, and I have one for the 182 as well. And then I can send you a picture where that is on the POH. That's why every time I fly a different aircraft, so let's say I'm going to fly a different aircraft, it's the first time. So somebody say, "Oh, do you want to fly? Do you want to fly in the aircraft?" So I'm flying someone else's aircraft, and it's a different aircraft. I'm gonna ask those questions. I'm gonna ask, what's this speed, what's that speed, what's that speed, and what's that speed. And then once you have that in mind, you kind of have, a very good idea what you need to do, should you need to, like if you have an engine out, or what is the, what kind of pitch attitude you need to maintain for a good climb, and all that stuff. So yeah, like for this aircraft, 240 knots on a climb out. That's what I was doing. Like if you watch my departure, I'm setting the aircraft to 240 knots. And this aircraft, you'd have to do kind of manual. But yeah, it's based off of the performance for the aircraft. And yes, it changes from different aircraft. In general, for pattern work, you want to do like a normal turn, anterior downwind. You want to be 1,000 feet above ground level. and you start descending or reducing power once you on downwind, once you pass the threshold of the runway that you're landing. That in general terms. Like I said, if you're too high, it's easy to fix. If you're too low, then we have a problem. Well, not necessarily have a problem, then we're probably going to have to find somewhere else to land. Which is, it almost like becomes, once you do it over and over and over and over, it becomes second nature, because you're like, oh, I'm below 1,000, so I need to find a place straight ahead. Or I'm on a climb out. That's the worst. It's the worst part that it can happen, is like right after takeoff, you don't have any more remaining runway, and you're airborne, and you're below 1,000 feet above, ground level. Then you have to land ahead. Don't even try to turn around, because it's like they call it the impossible turn. It's too much of a stretch. But so when you take off on GA aircraft, it's good to know what's ahead before you even take off. Well, there's a highway there, or there's this, or there's that, or I don't know. If it's only trees, then it's only trees. It's like there's nothing you can do about it. It's just, if you're off the ground, there's only trees, then what I would do, there's no option. I cannot return to the airport. There's no road ahead. There's only trees. Then I would try to fly and get close to the trees as slow as possible, like very, very close to the stall speed, and then kind of pitch up so that it would stall and it kind of cushion into the trees. It's like I was watching an interview with someone the other day, and this someone had experience in a lot of GA aircraft. And one thing he said, it's like people, the reporter asked him, "Aren't you afraid? Like, what if you lose an engine?" Why be afraid on a GA aircraft? Why? I mean, your stall speed is super slow. It's not like, yeah, worst case scenario, you're going to lose the aircraft, and that's it. But you do everything not to save the aircraft. You do everything to save yourself. That's what insurance is for. But he said, "No, I'm not scared." And I'm not either. I'm not. Like, if I lose an engine, well, I lost an engine. Before flying the aircraft, I know the stall speed, I know the best glide speed, I know the best climb speed, all that stuff. Approach speed, no problem. Wait, let me read that again. Hold on. And this is me. I just got confused. Hold on a second. Yes. Okay, I understand now. Yes. Yeah, you would do that just in case. Just in case your practice turns into a real thing and your engine decides to quit. But yeah, you do want to put as much performance as you want on the departure, which is what that's exactly what I did now. So I kept takeoff speed until I got to my 240 knots, and then I made the turn. It's funny that the Citation has, to me, feels a lot like a GA aircraft, like a single engine GA, at the same time that it feels like a high performance aircraft. It's like a big operational envelope. It's fun to fly. So we're almost reaching cruise. did not change my prior setting to climb. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get a little bit of a better climb now.
Altitude.
See, it changes from 240 knots to a max .62, which is the best performance for this aircraft. You're 20-40 knots. Once you reach max 62, then it continues to climb at max 62. And I'll cruise at max 75, 76 probably. It's a short flight though. 45 minutes. Yeah, all this stuff is pretty cool. I don't think I have my POH here. No. But I'll go get it. I'll go get one or the other. Let me just change this real quick. So here's what I can do. I can do a... Once we're getting to, there's no ATC, nothing. So once we get to, I'm gonna do Sikhuphe or Sikhuphe. Got a long ass runway. I'm gonna come in high. See, I don't. No, it's not what on 172. It's less than a mile wide. I want to say it's probably a quarter to maybe a quarter mile to half a mile. It's basically you take off, you turn downwind, stay on down, turn crosswind, and then you almost immediately take a left turn and do the downwind. It's kind of what it is. Take off. There might be a formula, but I don't look at it that way. I don't think I was ever told that way. I can look at my books, see what it says, but you basically take off until you're at the safe altitude, say, I don't know, 700 to 1,000 feet, maybe 1,000 feet, and then above AGL, then you make a left turn. 1-2 cycles, make another left turn. Then that's it. I just think about it. The farther out you go, the farther out it is for you to, if you have an engine out, right? If I go 2 miles down at 1,000 feet, it might be a problem. Because I'm moving 2 miles or whatever miles, right, away from the airport. And when you do the engine out practice, you kind of get a feeling for that aircraft of how the glide ratio feels, how it looks, how the plane reacts, all that stuff. And then obviously you kind of cross-check that with the readouts and instruments. .5 kilometers, so that's hold on. That's a mile. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, 0.7, 0.8 would be, yeah. Yeah, because of the performance. Like some planes we need more, when we need a wider turn. Like I can turn a 172 fairly easy, or, I mean, a normal turn, right? I'm not talking about like some crazy turn, like turning aircraft at the, I don't know, 75-degree angle, the bank angle, and then just a normal turn. Because the other thing you have to take into consideration is you cannot bank too much. You're at a low, alright, I'm just putting cruise here, cruise speed. You're at a low speed, so when you bank, your stall speed increases. So if the plane typically stalls at, I don't know, 45 knots, then it's that speed is going to increase when you bank, because you have less lift. So that's why I say it's a normal turn for whatever the plane is designed to do. You get the optimal climb speed, and they will allow you to and I think, let's see if I remember, I think it was 1500 RPM. Don't remember now. Yeah. The DA40, I'm pretty sure the DA40 makes a really tight turn. Because it's got a lot of lift on those wings. A lot. The Baron, probably. The glide ratio of a Baron's probably more, I don't know, this is me wild guessing. I would need to look at it. But I flew the DA20 and it's almost between a plane and a glider. So it's between a 172 and a glider. Very, very, very efficient. It's an awesome aircraft. Very responsive on controls too. It's got push rod control, so it's like very, very responsive. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, let me go get the POH. I'll be right back. Let me just fix this cruise speed here. Cruise power. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll get the 172 some other day, but I got the 182. Let's see. I think it goes in the very beginning. Stall speed. Flaps up, power off, 54 knots. Flaps down, power off, 49. And then I'll find the best glide speed. I should have like a list with all the speeds. Yeah, usually the speeds that I ask are the stall speed, the VX, which is the best angle of climb, VY, which is the best rate of climb, and the best glide speed. You will have in here the glide ratio, just can't find it. I know it's here though. I haven't looked. There it is. Found it. No, that's not it. Well, let me look at something real quick. So the 182's glide ratio is 9.321. So for every um 0.51 miles, that will give you, hold on, .5 is about 25, 3,000. Yeah, it's more than that. So 3 to 1. It's better than that. Engine failure immediately after takeoff, 3.6. There's that too, like there's the checklist that you follow. 3.6. But some of the stuff you just need to, it's like memory items, you just need to know before. There. Engine failure immediately after takeoff. Airspeed 75 knots, flaps up, 70 knots, flaps 10, full. So the best glide speed is 76 knots. That's how you get the most, the best ratio for how much I had to go for how much altitude you lose. So the 182 is 75 knots, 76 knots. Then enters your other stuff. So mixture control, auto cut off, fuel selector valve, push down, rotate to off, magneto switch to off, wing flaps as required, full recommended, standby battery switch off, master switch off, cabin door unlatched, land straight ahead. That's immediately after takeoff. During flight, fuel selector valve to both, fuel pump switch on, mixture control rich, if restart has not occurred. And then you do the restart procedure, so magneto switch both, or starting propeller stopped, fuel pumps switch off. If propellers windmilling, which will typically be the case, the engine will restart automatically within a few seconds. Emergency landing without engine power. Pilot and passenger seat backs most upright. Seats and seat belts secure. Airspeed 75 knots, flaps up, which is the same. 70 knots, flaps down. Full. I would not use flaps until I'm closer. Mixture control auto to cut off, fuel selector valve, push down, rotate to off, magneto switch off, wing flaps as required, standby battery switch off, master switch off, doors unlatch prior to touchdown, and that's all to avoid fire. And then you unlatch the door so that if you crash land, then you don't get stuck in the aircraft. So you can get out. And you touch down slightly, tail low, and apply brakes heavily. That's all. And I'll send you later. See, even if you're doing a forced landing, precautionary landing with engine power, you're setting your speed to 70 knots, or to 75. And then 70. Yeah, all that good stuff. And then again, what I said, like if you have a fire, throttle control full, mixture control auto cut off, just burn all the fuel that you got on there. Magneto switch to start, continue rifle selector valve. Oh yeah, but there's the other part too. Fuel pump off, magneto's off, standby batteries off, master switch, alt and battery off. Yeah, and it goes on and on and on. But you get the idea. Yes, with flaps up. 75 knots is the best glide. 76 is the best glide for flaps up on the 182. Now, the 182 feels a completely different aircraft than the 172. Completely different. Uh, 172 feels a lot, well, it is a lot lighter. I'll get my 172 POH later on and compare the numbers. But I'm pretty sure, like, let's see a diamond. A DA is at DA40, right? Let's see a DA40 Bass Glide. How far? You multiply by 9.3 your altitude for the 182. And the 172, I think it's about the same, 9 to 10. Oh, the one DA40 goes from the DA40. You remember what I said? So the DA40 even though DA40 has it's single engine, but it goes up to 10.3. So between 8.8 with propeller windmilling up to 10.3. Let's see a DA42. No, whatever your altitude is, multiplied by, I would do 9. Factoring the wind too. Yeah, for the 172 I would do about 9. Or 182. Alright, we're almost there. 18 minutes. Alright, something's not right on this. Hold on a second, let me review this real quick. Agnon, move all. FDSK. FDSK. runway. Verba 2. I'll just land at 2. So pretty much just straight in. I'm gonna do visual. I'm not gonna do any. I think we're talking about two different things. I'm talking about lag ratio. So I climb out 1,000 feet above, make a left turn, stay there a little bit, make another left turn, go downwind, and that's it. I think it's not so much thinking about the formula, but thinking about the numbers that you need to see on the panel. The formula, the engineers took care of that. So they did that. When you're flying, there's no time to be calculating formulas. You just do, it's either things from tables, or you're using like rule of thumb for, like, for example, planning a descent, the target altitude, the altitude you're leaving, the difference divided by 3, divided by 1 second. No, I'm not going to do 2-0, I'm going to do 2. Arrival. I'm not going to do ILS, just going to do runway 2. Cancel. There we go. Let's do 3,000. You feel it though. It's almost like if you're gonna, like if you're turning, like if you're driving a car or a bus and you need to turn around, you know that there's certain turns you won't be able to do on the bus, right? I think like if you fly a 172, it's the two aircraft that I've flown, get the 172 and a Bonanza, The turn on a Bonanza is wider. Just do like a normal standard turn to get to downwind, and that's it. Because that's the other thing, like you need to keep XYZ factors in your mind. It's like a what if, right? What if this? What if that? So that's why I said the speeds, what else? The speeds, the 1,000 feet. And that's it. That's why you have memory items on bigger aircraft. You have memory items for emergency. There's no time to be thinking how they got to it. You just think, okay, I need to do this, 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 and that. And that's it. Like if it's an engine loss, right? If it's depressurization, you probably need to, memory items. You lost 2 engines or 1 engine, some memory items. The rest of the stuff, just fly circling around and try to figure out what the best, pull the checklists and then follow the checklist and start going one by one. And depending on the situation, what they'll do is they'll call the dispatch or ops, and then a lot of the airlines, what they'll need to do is they'll have to do whatever the airlines like, well, do this, we'll do that, right? I'm beyond the checklist, like other stuff. So I don't know. Let's say generator malfunction. You still have the other one, but I'll have to land somewhere. Where is it best? Is it best to fly all the way back, 4 hours back? Or is it best to just land wherever? I mean, factoring in, the passenger's going to get the service they need. Like if you land in Goose Bay, there's barely any hotels available for everybody. So it's probably not a good idea. That's hence the fact that you're thinking about alternates and all that stuff. I mean, suitable alternates. I mean, some of the stuff, I don't know. I would need to look at it. Changes from aircraft to aircraft, from airline to airline, for same aircraft. Alright, you're not following the glide path. Let's try that again. Keep the speed up. Say 240 knots. Altimeter setting 1012. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to just do, I'm going to shut down one engine. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do left. Just right engine. Turn off the engine? No, it's not bad. It's part of learning. I need to see how the aircraft reacts. I don't know why the plane is wiggling. Maybe I should just do manual. Let's do manual. Let's turn off the autopilot. Yeah, it's better. So I'm looking at Charlie Delta at 4,000, Fox Delta 002 at 3,000. So continue on the set. I'm compensating with a little bit of rudder here. I'll keep the speed up. Clouds. We'll be okay. I see that. The runway inside. I think. Yes. Down. Lights are good. Taxi lights. Landing lights, I mean. Full flaps. It does feel different. What is that? Oh yeah, don't need that. Welcome to Malawi. Oh, the terminal's up ahead. So just keep rolling, flips up. Spoilers are retracted. Exit lights. Strobes can come off. Pedostatic system heat can come off. Straight ahead, close to the terminal. Yaw damper off, flight director is off. Exit lights coming off. Not too bad coming with only one engine. It was fun. Very different. See, I'm still using right rudder. Towards the bad engine, towards a good engine. Parking brake is set. That's all. That was fun. Let me check the scenery. I downloaded the scenery. I don't know what today. There's probably not much in here anyways. Pretty cool. And with that, let me see here. I have, let's see. I have been to 108 countries in on the flight sim. 108. That's cool. Let's see what kind of ATC is online now. Saudi Arabia is online, but it's way too late in there. Argentina is online. Ecuador is online. Canada, US. I wouldn't even try Europe because they're going to go offline soon. Quito approach. Lima ground. La Paz approach. That in Bolivia and Peru and Ecuador. And Argentina, it's got the center up. So Buenos Aires, Ezeiza Centro is online. And Halifax. Look at the US. If I did US, I'll probably do 737. Memphis. I'll put it up on the screen. Here, so Memphis Center is up. San Antonio approach. Then we've got Jacksonville approach and Orlando approach are up. Charlotte. Oh, New York was online. It came offline. So Philadelphia approach is online. I like when there's center online because then it becomes easier to pick somewhere to fly. Because you know you get coverage. Maybe Asia? Not yet. Too early. You mean bad things as in turn off the engine? Now, I would probably disconnect, like stop the stream and then start a new one. If I do one flight, then I'll probably do one more. Gran Canaria and Casablanca in Morocco. This is a good area to do VFR. Down here. Northeast Philadelphia, I've landed there. Did like a cross country, took off from Frederick. What was it? It took off from Frederick. We went to Northeast Philadelphia. On the way back, we went down to Dulles. The winds were brutal that day. So this flight that would, I don't know, I don't remember like the exact times. It would usually take, I don't know, an hour and a half. It took 2 hours or something. It was like we were barely moving through the air. It was very slow. It took forever. It was cool. I'll never forget, and every time I talk to my instructor about it, he always remembers that. It's like, hey, remember that flight? Yeah. They say, oh, remember us landing in Dulles? Like, yes, I remember that. And I remember the flight to Dulles took forever. It was really, really on a 172. Or maybe Canada. Could do... What's up here? You know, it's tough. It's tough to connect like two cities with ATC all the way. Portland's up. Unless you just do Buenos Aires and call it a day. From somewhere around here. So. Alright. So I'm going to stop this stream and I'm going to start another one. Any votes? What do you think? Where should we go? I'm up for votes. My only requirement is there has to be ATC all the way. I want to try to... I don't want to be flying on Unicom like I had to do just now. So I want to fly somewhere where there's ATC. So we do, you know, all the steps. What's your vote? Should I do a flight from somewhere in Argentina to Idle Park? Yeah, Idle Park is pretty cool. It's a tiny airport. It's a small airport. A city airport. Right by the water. So it's cool. Yeah, that's a cool approach. I'm fairly used to it. I've done it quite a few times. It's a cool approach. Or I could do St. John's to Halifax. Let's see who flies that. CYYT, CYHC. Oh, it's all -8. Not fun. I mean, it would be if I had it. Alright, so if we do Argentina... Yeah, I think they're staying online. 35 minutes. Can fly from... Neuquén to huh? Why? Yeah, I could fly Aerolíneas 737-800. Fly this guy. Yeah. Okay, so that's where ATC is. With center, there's Buenos Aires. They've been up for 40 minutes. And the other thing, I need to look at scenery too. So we get a nice scenery. The US pops up and out. Like you never know if they're gonna come out in the middle. So even if they're up like 5-10 minutes, it's kind of unpredictable unless there's an event. Very unpredictable. That's probably the main reason I have not been flying on the US much, because you cannot rely on ATC unless there are events. I mean, and I love like some of these lags. I love doing them. I love flying like to DCA. It's really, really fun. But Europe, there's ATC, but they're going to come offline because it's late. I'm not going to count on Saudi Arabia either. So it's either it's an hour and 10 minutes. I could do Montreal, Toronto. I have scenery for both, and it's already installed. Montreal, Toronto, it's about an hour. So, Canada or Argentina? One of them two. There. Okay, Canada it is. I kind of thought. I mean, I should have tried to kind of guess that you would pick Canada. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, you want me to fly VFR? Nah, as a pro, I'm no pro. I'm always learning. I stopped believing in that thing of pros. I don't believe in that anymore. I know what you mean, but I don't believe in that anymore. For myself or anybody. There's always something to learn. The problem is when you think you're a pro, then you pretty much think that there's nothing else to improve on that, and that's never true. You can fly the same plane for 20 years, know it back to back, and still learn something new about it. You want me to fly you want me to do pattern work. I don't want to overload these guys though. So it has to be like a small. I'm not going to do Toronto. These guys are probably going to be like super busy already. This is going to be the center is going to be handling it. So it's better to go to a place where there is approach and it's not too busy. If we're going to do that. Okay, so let me pick another one then. I mean, we can do Canada, but maybe, let's see. Maybe Halifax. I don't think they'll be very busy. Let me see. Isn't today the day when they have events in... Yeah, they got 6 arrivals, 1 departure. They're all airliners. Who handles this? And then we'll be talking to the tower only. So we'll do Halifax then. And Halifax has... Yeah, Halifax has 2 runways. Alright. That's it for this stream. I'm going to stop the stream and I'll start restart another one. I'm going to post on Discord. Okay, once I start it. And let me just prepare this. So we're going to do a VFR again. Yeah, let me change this. There. Oops. Yeah, I don't need this picture. Yeah, we can talk while I set this up. Halifax pattern work. Now let's see if we can find pictures. I'll do this one. Done. All right. I'll see you in a little bit. Let me go ahead and stop the stream.